Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that played them. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
And I'm Will. Sorry.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Today.
I was thinking about Lena laughing just now. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. I don't understand what's happening over here. These two got the giggles. I'm very confused. But on today's episode, we will be talking about RJ Cyler's new movie, or the movie that he's in, Harder They Fall. So we're going to be talking about that. And we're going to be talking about the penultimate episode and the final episode of Dino Fury, episodes 20 and 21. But first, before we do that, I just want to let everybody know we are on Apple Podcasts, we are on Google Podcasts, we are on SoundCloud, and we are on YouTube. Oh my God, I sound like T.S. Madison. Remember how T.S. Madison would always be like, well, this is for the people who know of her, but she would always do a little intro for everybody, BGC and all this stuff. And it was like, okay, girl.
Christian Mingle.
I really feel like T.S. Madison right now. It's great. I love it.
Oh my God.
This is for the girls who know. But yes, we are on all of those platforms. So please, if you want, please subscribe to all of them. We would most certainly appreciate it.
It's not if you want, please just do it. Just do it.
Exactly. Thank you. Just do it. Just do it. It'll help us. Help us help you. Help us. Isn't that how it goes? Help us help you. Help. Anyway, that whatever. Just do it. It'll help us, and we will most certainly appreciate it.
Trying to get kidding. Appreciate
okay. We're trying to get as much of us out there. We're trying to have everybody listen to us and get more exposure. Don't you want to see us succeed? Don't you want to see us succeed? Oh my God, I can't talk.
I mean, aside from wanting to see us succeed, don't you want to share the wealth of us with other people?
Exactly.
Right? I feel like we've earned that. I feel like we can provide that laughter, that cheer, all of that to someone else too.
Yes.
So share the wealth, share the love.
Share it. Share. Oh my God, just share. That should be the main focus of this episode. Share, right? Because they did a whole lot of sharing in this movie we about to talk about.
Oh my God, they really did. Now
they did a lot of sharing.
Can I just start by saying I really did not like that title at all.
Why not?
Why? I mean, I didn't care for it either, but why didn't you like it?
Okay, so first off, I'm one of those people where the title says a lot for me, right? When I mean it says a lot, I don't mean like it's gonna make or break the movie. If the movie is good, the movie is good, right? But I just feel like this is gonna be bad, but that's not what I'm trying to say that they should do. But how YouTube channels, they always have these clickbait titles, right? That makes you want to know more. So I feel like when it comes to big production like a movie, why not come up with a title that represents the entire movie but speaks volume? So it makes you want to go see the movie or makes you enticed to even check out the trailer. Kind of I'll give you an example. There's this new movie that came out for Halloween this year on Netflix. The movie was literally called There's Someone in Your House. And the funny
thing, is this a
thing,
Lifetime movie?
No, right? Exactly.
You see my point?
Right? You see my point? No, it was a Netflix movie. It was basically a slasher film, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna ruin the movie for you all. So if you actually want to see there's someone in your house, then just stop listening and fast forward like 5 minutes. Just let you know, the movie wasn't all that great, but basically it was about a rich kid who started killing people, and he would wear their face. He would 3D print their face, and whoever was next, he would wear that mask. Yes. And then right when he kills them, he exposed them of their secrets. So like one of the victim was, she tries to be like this like holy person where like she's with the time, she's, you know, for the LGBTQ community, she's for the Black Lives Matter, she's for the hate Asian, you know, like she seems like she's with it, right? She's with everybody. She's basically fighting alongside with them. But in reality, she had a whole podcast that she posted anonymously on racism and how she's basically a racist.
So she was virtue signaling.
Pardon?
She was virtue signaling to the public.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I will.
Oh, basically saying she's something, but not actually being it. For her, okay. Yeah, to appease people or to make her image look well, but she doesn't actually have those views.
Right. So that's what she basically did, right? So funny enough, she died the day of a funeral of another classmate of hers, and she was in the church, and the dude just like cut her up.
Oh God! So, in the church?
In a church. That's what I thought. I was like, wow.
I mean, hey.
Huh?
I mean, the church is nothing but a building. So I mean, gutter like a fish. Shoot, get it over with.
Like, so
that's his mentality. Like, shoot.
Right. So anyways, what I'm trying to get at is basically it was a high school kid targeting other high school kids, and literally the movie was called "There's Somebody in Your House."
Got it.
Well, and then he wasn't actually in their houses.
Right. He was just there.
At one point, he was in one of their houses, but again, it's like Scream. It's like you go everywhere. You know, it's not just like you're in one place in particular. Like I thought the whole movie was literally this guy stalking these people in their house.
But he's everywhere stalking them and killing them.
Exactly. He's literally Scream.
Got it.
In 2021. So you see,
I guess
the title speaks volume. So by the time I was done, I was like, "What was this movie called again?" It was called, you know, "There's Someone."
Harder They Fall. Oh,
right.
Yes.
But so going back to The Harder They Fall, when I hear The Harder They Fall, I'm not thinking a westernized movie with a black cast with obviously like real characters, right? That like existed in history. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was not that. And then when I saw the trailer, it was like action-packed. And in the movie itself wasn't even that action-packed. So I'm like, okay, you've disappointed me with the trailer because you got me hooked. And now you're disappointed with the title. The heart, like, come on.
Well, listen, I'm like you being disappointed. There were other people who were disappointed as well with this movie. With one thing in particular, or with one person in particular, Zazie Beetz. So if people don't really know who Zazie Beetz is, if you've seen Deadpool 2, yes, she was in Deadpool as, what was her character?
Domino.
Oh, Domino, yes. She was Domino, and that heifer could not die for shit. But anyway, so she was Domino. She's stunningly gorgeous. She was also in Joker as the Joker's, you know, girlfriend in his head. Right. You know, he was so in love with her. Girl, child, no. I remembered her for that. Because the way he popped up in her house and was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she's like, "Do I know you?" And the whole time in her head, oh my God, no. I'm like, this man is in this woman's house. No, it was terrible. It was terrible, Your Honor. But, so it's her, right? So this movie, like Lena said, is based off of actual historical figures. Now, it it is somewhat fictional, but it's also non-fictional because obviously we're telling stories where, we have to turn it into a 2-hour and 18-minute movie. Oh my God, 2 hours and 18 minutes. But we had to turn it into a 2-hour and 18-minute movie.
But it was so not needed, okay? That movie could have been
Girl,
in an hour and a half.
Don't get me started. But we gonna get there in a minute. But it had to become this epic adventure. So, yes. But they did incorporate actual real life people. And the character that Zazie Beetz played is also an actual real life woman. The only gag is Zazie Beetz herself is, now the character she played, his name is Mary. Now Zazie Beetz herself is a very, model-esque, slim trim, light-skinned Black woman. Now, the character that is in real life is a heavy-set, dark-skinned Black woman with short hair. So, once again, Hollywood is being accused of colorism and basically trying to shove the whole rhetoric of, having the beautiful light-skinned woman lead, winning the guy. And mind you, the whole cast is Black, but having her be the light-skinned, damsel in distress, being the one who comes out on top and winning the man at the end of the day, and blah, 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 blah. So they're basically being called out for, pushing that stereotype. I just wanted to get you guys' opinions on this, on, what you think about it. Now, mind you, we are segueing a little bit, just a little bit, but we want to touch on this real fast. But yes.
Yeah, I feel like this is this is kind of like the biggest thing about the movie. One of the biggest news pieces about the movie. So this is something that, as long as I've been watching TV, this is something that just happens, just as far as whenever there's a film or a TV show, like a lot of times we'll see a lighter skinned Black person because it's been seen as more marketable than dark skinned Black people.
Yeah.
In this where we're at now, I feel like at least I thought and hoped that we were getting better and we were giving more with the whole diversity thing, we were giving opportunities to people who are darker skinned. In this case, it's messed up that this woman looked a certain way. She had weight on her. She was dark skinned. And then they cast a woman that looks nothing like her. I'm assuming
not even close.
Because I'm assuming like she's the love interest, so they wanted to, I guess, have her be desirable. And what in some circles, what's more desirable than a light-skinned Black woman?
And
like,
that right there, I was not sorry to cut you off, but that right there is exactly where society is fucked up. Yeah. Because automatically what you just said just now is exactly what society thinks. That, it's like lighter skinned Black people are a lot more desirable or will be seen as more desirable than darker skinned people. And that's the narrative that is being pushed when things like that happen. Now, I'm pretty sure most people would go off on the tangent or would go off and say, well, what about if Zazie just was a very good actress and she just did a very good job and they just felt like she was more right for the role? What if that was the case? What would be the alternative for that kind of a situation? I guess for me, the answer to that, now, of course, you can answer this as well, but for me, my answer would be if she auditioned for it, because first of all, we have to remember how Hollywood works. A lot of time when you get up to a certain point, it's not even you auditioning for things anymore. People call you in. They call you. It's not even no, hey, you just going on a casting call like Power Rangers. And it's just being like picked through like hundreds of people. That's not where we are at this point. Not at this level. Like your agent is being contacted and being like, hey, I have a specific thing for this. So they already had in mind what they wanted. And that is already a problem right there. You already have in mind what you want, and you're not even trying to follow whatever. You're not even trying to follow like actual like history. Like you're not even trying to be historically correct. You're just, how can we sell? How can we market this? How can we do this to the masses and make it make sense to them? Because as we know, we can't push a heavyset, dark-skinned Black woman as a love interest. People won't believe that. Like hell.
Yeah.
We can believe that.
Yes, there's so many beautiful
dark-skinned big
heavy set. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And I definitely want to say that I believe that Zazie Beetz did a great job. She's talented.
Oh, yes.
And I enjoyed her in the role. It's just it's kind of like an erasure, because I guess it is an erasure, because that woman who existed didn't look anything like that. And there are heavy set, dark skinned Black women that are actors that could have been given this opportunity.
Yeah.
But we still have a long way to go when it comes to the proper representation.
Yeah.
Because it seems like we're just, in other areas, we're just kind of getting there, like to see somebody like Lizzo in music, or Megan Thee Stallion, who's a dark-skinned, big, bigger framed woman.
Right.
But, like they're beautiful women and they're doing their thing. They're killing it right now. Like, why can't we see something else like that in acting? Viola Davis is, oh my God, like amazing.
Literally transformative.
Amazing. Can do anything. And she's, look at the opportunities that she's been given, and Lupita.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's kind of just happening where there's kind of like a wave of it. There's more than a few. Well, yeah, I guess you could say more than a few, just in comparison to before. So hopefully we continue to see these things changing and evolving, because we should definitely be seeing all sorts of people represented, because they existed as this woman existed, and they continue to exist, and we should see them.
Absolutely. Yes. Hallelujah. Somebody. Yes. Yes. Thank you. You just put the button on that one. Yes, God. I have jack shit to say, and you said that. But no, like I completely agree. Like, it's just a situation where, it's just, like you said, there's just so many beautiful, bigger, like, not just, and we're not talking about like, like Lizzo size. I mean, not saying that there's anything wrong with Lizzo size, but even historically, this woman who Zazie was representing, if you look at pictures of her, like, she wasn't no Lizzo size woman, but she wasn't Zazie either. Like, she was probably like a size 12, a size 14. Like, she wasn't exactly skinny.
Woman.
Right. She was a full-figured woman. She wasn't no slim woman, but she wasn't a big woman either. So it's like there's plenty of dark-skinned women that could easily have done that role. So I just feel like, once again, it like I said before, it's just one of those situations where Hollywood was just like, hey, we want a very attractive, slim, light-skinned woman to play this role. Because that's what people want to see. And it's like, once again, Hollywood, you have no idea what the fuck people want to see. You have no idea. Once again, you consistently get it wrong all the time. Which I could get on that for the entire freaking night. Hello, Eternals. Yeah. Anyway, because Eternals, oh my God. Anyway, but before we do that, we also do have some comments that I would like to read through, just real fast, just a little bit. So Derek Hervey, the homie, hit us up, left us a little piece of comment, on two of our episodes, actually. Ooh, yeah. So episode 92, we getting up there, child, almost to 100. Ooh.
Right? Oh my God. It's like, I would never thought we would be here at 100, like near 100.
No, not at all. Not at all. Like it
feels like it's happening right by.
Yeah. It's actually kind of scary, but like, oh my God, this is kind of wild. But yeah, so he commented on episode 92, Lord Zedd and Gold Ranger. Tribunal crew catching up absurdly with y'all's current episodes. Dig how Hasbro has brought back Lord Zedd and more so Super Zedd, because Zedd is on a similar or same supplements as Shredder from TNT. Not Secret of the Ooze. Don't do this. No, dead ass though, Derek. Like he looked like he's been getting some steroids up in there, boy. Like Zedd is like, I have been waiting for this moment for 28 years, going on 30. First
of all, I don't even think he knows how long it's been. All I know is that he probably hit up Shredder, and Shredder's like, "Yo, this is what I do."
Okay.
And
get into this Herbalife.
Right? If you want to get the Rangers, this is how you need to be. You gotta just do it. You
gotta just do it, baby. Like that is what Shredder told Zedd, and Zedd was like, "Bet." And now this is where we are. This is where we are. Oh my God. Glad to see a Southern brother such as Jordan do his thing as the franchise's first Afro-American, and yet his character Alien, the first Black Sixth Ranger. Jordan as Ion is definitely doing more phenomenal. Absolutely. Yes. And he also left another comment on episode 94. Yo, crew, hope everyone is doing well. When you all read this, Lena, you have the coolest pets on your page, but I bet you are just as phenomenal, if not more. Be cool if your supporters, me included, saw more of you on Instagram. Can't let brother Brandon have all the shine time. But listen, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, listen, don't do that. I was about to post a video tonight, you know what I'm saying, of one of my performances. So don't do that, don't do that. Trying to come for me, but no, like you got it, brother Brandon. Though we'll keep holding it down, brother. Blessings, Tribunal crew. Thank you. Thank you.
Honestly, you don't understand. Like, I just love these comments. But what I will say is, I'm sure some of you caught on. I did do a voting thing because my cat page is mostly just my cat page. And obviously we don't want to confuse supporters and why is there powering to stuff? Why is there this? Why is there that? So anyways, after I did my poll on both, on my page for 2 days, everyone voted basically yes, they want to see more of me, which is, you don't understand, like the most humblest thing I've ever seen in the last few days. So with that being said, I decided that, no, it's so nice. Like I'm like, people actually want to see and hear from me. Okay. So when I decided that to not confuse the cat supporters, I will make a close friend Instagram, like a close friend on your Instagram. So that way, anything that's basically pertaining to me will be on my close friends, and anything pertaining to the cast or anything just generalized will be on the generalized storyline. With that being said, if you want me to add you to my close friend list, just DM me. So a lot of people have been doing that already. And I did leave a post on my Instagram today saying just that too. So yeah, if you want to see more of me, which is great, just DM me and I will definitely add you to my close friends Instagram. So yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So I've decided to do that. So that way, and it's so encouraging of Derek to encourage me to do this. And the fact that, and what's funny is that when I tagged him in it, he was like, I should just told you just do it. Instead of being like, it would be great if you did. No, just do it. That's literally the theme of this episode.
I love it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Derek, for encouraging me to do this. And thank you for everyone who actually wants to support us, like all of us, you know. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Really, truly.
No, seriously. Like, thank you all so much. Y'all have no idea. Like, you really have no idea how much we really appreciate it. A couple more comments from Byron Weaver. And he commented on our SoundCloud. So he wrote, you guys and Marcus Digital are my go-to for Power Rangers content. Zato, Devin, Tyler are the best Red Rangers we've had in a long time since Scott from RPM in 2009. I agree. And the same goes for Amelia and Shelby. I don't mind Sarah either, but the writers didn't really give her much to do. First of all, thank you, because I love Marcus. Marcus is hilarious. And so I love Marcus. So thank you.
He's great.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, we need to go back on our show again. Like,
absolutely. Like, seriously, that was a fun one. It was a lot of fun, right? I like him a lot. He's really cool. Now, you know, that's tough, you know, because, you know, listen, dang, it's really been that long. 2009. We're in 2021, and
that's crazy. That's like, you see what I mean? Like, it's so crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, I know you're probably listening to this being like, y'all keep thinking us like no one cares. No, you don't understand. It means so much to us that we even have more than one listener.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool.
No, seriously. Like, I'm just gagged because I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like, humble moment. It's one of those things where it's just like, and we've said this before, like, we just started this just for fun. And we're like, all of a sudden, like, we're here. And we're here. Like, you're almost to 100 episodes. And it's like, we're talking to you guys about just our thoughts and just random shit. And you guys are like, we think this shit is funny. And it's like, oh my God, I would have never thought, because honestly, I just genuinely don't think I'm funny half the time. Like, I just don't think I'm funny. But like, for people to be like, oh my God, I think you guys are so funny. And we love what you guys talk about. And we think you're hilarious. First of all, that always catches me, because I'm like, you think we're funny? Like, what?
I mean,
you think we're funny?
Right? Like, we're the idiots that laugh at our own jokes like nobody's business. And you think,
okay, because I promise you, in the group chat, like, we be saying some off the wall shit that I'm just like, no one would laugh at this if they were to hear this. But we're crying, laughing at each other. But like, I'm like, probably nobody would think this shit is funny. But like, it just baffles me that I'm just like, people are like, oh my God, we love you. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. So yes, but no, I definitely do agree that since 2000, we haven't actually had a really decent team, you know, like in a very long time. And not talking about the actors. We're not talking about the actors. Because the actors, we've had several great actors come in throughout the years. Like, we've had some, but it's just the gag is, they'll get stuck on teams that are like, ooh. And it's just like, oh God, like, what is this? Because I ain't gonna hold you. The Ninja Steel girls, I wish they was on a different team. I wish they were on a different team, because Christiane and Zoe, those two women shined like diamonds in Ninja Steel. Like they were so good. They really were. They were fantastic actors, but they just got nothing great to do. I mean, like Sarah was just the smart girl who made shit that backfired in her face. I mean, it would have been great if they actually did something with it, but they didn't. And they made freaking Haley the butt of almost every bad situation ever happening. Like, first, I would never forgive them for the Shell Skyfire. I would never forgive that. So I'm just like,
no, never.
I'm never forgiving them for that. So I'm just like, I just wish that we just got more, like just more good stuff. But no, thank you, Byron. Thank you so much. See, I got your name right this time. I'm forever messing your name up. But yes, we got it right.
We are so sorry about that.
I'm so sorry.
So sorry.
I mean, I knew what his name was, but
you shut the hell up.
Excuse you? I'm sorry, Will. You did not know.
You could have corrected me the whole time, and you sat there and let me say it wrong every time.
That's what I'm saying. He did not know his name. I'm sorry, he did not. Because if he knew, he would have corrected us. Because he's quick to correct us. Okay, Will, you be lying. Stop lying.
Don't do that.
This is not just so you know, if we're thinking you're coming with us, this is not a situation where you get your lifeboat, okay?
Like, don't do that. But we're just gonna go ahead and get into this movie. So once again, it's called Harder They Fall, right? And once again, as we've mentioned, it has a bunch of just fantastic star-studded cast members like Idris Elba, Delroy Lindo, Regina King, Jonathan Majors, Lakeith, Danielle Deadweiler, Zazie Beetz, and of course, R.J. freaking Styler, who played Billy the Blue Ranger in 2017. Power Rangers. So that's the main reason why we're reviewing this, because we're talking about him. We're talking about him, okay? We're talking about him. So I'm pretty sure y'all asking, what is this movie about? What is this? What is happening here? So this movie is a Western. It's a Western.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm pretty sure most people be like, what? Yes, it's a Western. And if you are asking, Black people are in Westerns, like Black people were cowboys? Absolutely. That is it. That is an historical fact. Black people have been cowboys. And this movie, as stated before, is actually historically, has actual historical figures in it, because we had actual historical cowboys that were Black. So, this movie is basically talking about that. It's telling a story with these characters. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into it. So thoughts, just right away. Like, what do you guys think of the movie? What did you think of RJ? Go.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Sorry, whoever goes.
I really like.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I really enjoyed it. Like I had fun with it. I kept thinking, if I had seen something like this as a Black little boy when I was a kid, I would have maybe liked Westerns. Like, it was really cool to see something totally different. Like you don't see Black cowboys, and that's so crazy because historically there were Black cowboys, but we never see that represented. So that was really cool. It was fun. The female characters were fucking badass.
Oh yeah,
they were so awesome. And they got me with that twist at the end, which we're going to talk about. But I had a really good time with it.
Okay. I mean, for me personally, it took me a while to watch it. It took me like 3 days, only because for myself, Okay, first off, I never thought, and you're absolutely right, like historically there was black cowboys and black cowgirls, except, obviously Hollywood has always took that away, and in our mind that never existed, right?
Right.
So when I saw this, I was like, holy crap, like this is definitely a must-see movie, aside from the fact that RJ's in it. I was like, I must see this. However, I feel like as a whole, it took a really long time to get to where it needed to be. The movie dragged on for me. And I remember so if you saw the trailer, it was action packed. It looked fun. It was great. So I was expecting the whole movie to be just as action packed and as fast moving and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it took us literally 37 minutes for Idris Elba to be broken out of jail. 37 minutes. That's a really long time. And even then, I thought there was going to be way more action breaking him out of jail, but there wasn't. So that was disappointing. However, when we got introduced to RJ's character, I really loved him. I really felt that they should have had him with more lines. And man, I feel like at the end, he was robbed of his opportunity to shine further. But however, a lot of people, now spoiler alert, a lot of people did die. So I'm not sad to know that he could have made it, because I don't think he would have stand a chance. But yeah, overall, I wish it was shorter. I think if it was more action packed, shorter, and if the storyline didn't drag so much, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. As come on, black fucking cowboys and kick ass females, you can't go wrong. You just can't.
I hear you, and I agree with you 100%. Honestly, Lena, I'm more of where you are, but also for different reasons, like for those reasons, but also other reasons that we're going to get into when we review this. There was, for me, and we said this before we even got on, before we even started recording. I'm sorry, but this movie should not have been 2 hours and 18 minutes. It just shouldn't have been. I'm like, this easily could have just been your standard 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. It even less, to be honest. Like there was just so many things that just happened that I was just like, okay, all right, this is wonderful. We're on this for a little too long, just a little bit. We're on this for just a little bit too long, but whatever. I understand. They trying to do a little. I get it. But I'm like, oh God, girl, child. Oh, this is too long. This is too long. And I just kind of felt like things it was the pacing for me. It was the time. I'm just like, oh, I can't take it. And just also to some of the performances, I was just like, oh, okay, girl. Okay. I was like, okay. I absolutely loved RJ. Like, first of all, his opening scene was fucking great. Loved it. So I love RJ. I love RJ's character. He was definitely indeed robbed, but I kind of figured that would happen to him. I figured it. I figured it.
They set it up.
Yeah, they set it up. They definitely set it up for what happened to happen. Granted, like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, spoiler alert, we spoiling around here. So he died. Okay, he dies. Okay, like, yes. Which sucks because damn, he got shot in the face. I'm like, ow, goddamn. Like, you ain't got to shoot a man in the face. You could have shot him. No boy cheated. And he cheated. I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, you could have waited till he counted down. Like, that's fucked up. But yeah, like RJ in this movie played a very, he was a young cowboy. He was your very energetic. He was the very pompous guy that was like, oh, look at me, look at my tricks. Oh, look at me, I'm so badass. And it's like, all right, dude, you gonna meet your match? No, I ain't. I'm gonna be better than him. Watch. And then, he obviously died. So,
but in all fairness, I think he could have met his match, but the other guy cheated.
Yeah. And I think also too, like, that was probably why he cheated, because he probably knew dude was probably faster. He probably knew.
And I think that even though the guy cheated in their standoff, it was bound to happen at some point, because he was really like cocky. He was really full of himself.
Yeah.
He was bound to make some sort of a mistake.
Yeah. I knew instantly. I was like, yeah, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. I would love to see him make it to the end, but in these kind of movies, I was like, he's gonna die. He's gonna go. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Now, as far as we're just gonna be jumping all over the place with this movie, so keep up.
All right.
Period. Like, big perk. Keep up. So basically, we open up with a family, a loving father and his lovely lady, and a little boy, and they about to say grace and eat their fully cooked turkey. First of all, that turkey was wrecked. Okay, did anybody catch that turkey? That turkey looked showroom new. Like, it was like, yes, bitch, eat me. Like, I was just like, oh my God. Like, that turkey was done. That thing looked like it had glaze on it. I was like, yes, honey. So they were about to throw down. Like, I'm like, yes, I wonder how long she been slaving over that stove, honey, to get that turkey right. But anyway, so they about to go ahead and eat. And there's a knock at the door. Dude come in. First of all, daddy opened the door. He's like, who the hell is this knocking on my door? He go open the door, and lo and behold, he's like, oh Lord, nah, don't you start nothing around my family. And child, he's like, oh no, I ain't gonna do nothing. This is between me and you. And child, he pointing them guns at the baby, at the child, and the old lady. And he's just like, nah, you leave them out of this. This is between me and you. You leave them out of this. And child, he pointed them guns. And then he pointed at him. Child, and he pointed at the lady. And she's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. What you doing? And he's like, I'm going to go ahead and kill you. So he shoots her. The baby start crying, child. Daddy go run into the lady. And he's like, well, why did you do this? And he shoots the little boy too. No, not the little boy, the daddy too. Now, here's the gag. He goes to the little boy, he takes out a knife. First of all, I couldn't watch this. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't, because I'm like, what he gonna do to this boy? Don't you cut nothing off this boy. Don't you do it. And the boy just screaming for dear life. He's like, oh, Lord, Dad, please, no, don't kill me. And he starts carving a line down that boy's face. I'm like, oh, I can't watch this. I can't watch this. Child, I had to turn my face. I couldn't do it. That was the only moment I had just not watch. Because it's children, and the little boy was so adorable, and I'm just like, don't hurt the baby.
I mean, it wasn't much that he did to him, and we already know he survives.
I mean, yes, but still, like, you don't hurt babies.
To cut a kid, yeah. I was really like nervous, but he cut a crucifix in that kid's head.
Right. That is what bothered me. I'm like, why are you carving into this boy's face? Oh, no. Oh, no. So then we fast forward into, present day. Child, he done grown up in the old fine ass Jonathan Majors. Lord have mercy, that man is delicious. But anyway, Diane grew up in the John Majors. And child, Jonathan Majors, his character is just already just out here just lighting people up. He's like, I'm racking bodies around here. Like, I'm trying to get everybody who had something to do with what happened. So he found one of the killers that was in the house. And, he light his ass up. Mm-hmm. And that is the beginning of the movie. Now, did you all... Now, I know, Lena, you said it wasn't action-packed enough, right?
Right.
Where do you feel like it started to lose you?
I want to say...
Because I know where it lost me. I know exactly where it started to lose me.
I want to say it was shortly after the little boy being all grown up and whatever. I feel like at some point during that scene, I can't remember the movie exactly because I literally saw it a week ago before I suggested to you guys. And obviously I was not going to go back and rewatch that. Hell no. So it was definitely before they decided to rescue Idris Elba.
Okay.
And then it got worse. Yeah, and then it got worse because then when they're trying to rescue him, I'm thinking when she stopped the train, shit was gonna go down. No.
I'm gonna hold you. I actually was cracking up at that part, the train scene. The train scene was really funny to me.
Right, I was laughing, but I was like, okay, come on. Why are we moving snail speed?
Well, you sound surprised. What's the tea? What's going on?
I thought that scene was great. They stopped a train and they're going through the train to get I forgot Idris Elba's character's name, but to get him out, and then their standoff with the
Buck, wasn't it? It was Bucks.
Buck, yeah. And they were having a standoff with the, I guess, I don't know were they police or security on the train?
They were something. I don't know who
they were something, but they have some sort of authority. Yeah. So that was fun. Well, at least to me.
Yeah, listen.
Real quick. Mm-hmm. I'll say when they. This is fast forwarding a little bit. When they, I feel like it was in the middle of the movie when they went to the town, the white town, to rob the bank. That's when I felt like that ended up being fun, but it was just kind of like, wow, this just shifted.
That was when I lost. That's when it lost me.
Okay.
That was when it lost me. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was about it. I was just surprised that she didn't like the train scene.
Oh, okay. No, that was when I was like, okay, I'm falling off.
I think for me, the reason why I didn't like the train scene, it wasn't so much of the train scene itself. I think at that point, I was already annoyed that it took so long for something to happen. Because if you actually looked on the timestamp, and I mostly did just because I was watching a movie with somebody else, and I felt bad that this person didn't seem interested because I was the one that suggested the movie. So then I was like, well, if you want, we can stop the movie, right? And we can watch something else. So my friend was like, well, kind of did the scroll thing. And he was like, hey, well, I want to see what happens after the scene. And then maybe we can stop it if the outcome is not what I want. So I'm like, cool. So that's when he did the scroll thing and you can kind of see the timestamp. By the time everything was officially done, where he got, rescued, it was literally 37 minutes later. And even then, within that little scene, not much happened. So I think that's why I was kind of annoying because I was like, dude, like now that like I know it's a Western, like, you know, black cowboy, black cowgirl movie, I'm thinking, oh my God, it's gonna be a party up in here.
And it just wasn't giving what you thought it was supposed to give.
Yeah, it just wasn't giving, you know, like there wasn't no smart remarks. There wasn't like, I mean, the you know, some of the comments they're trying to make wasn't as cute and as funny as I expected to be. And, you know, like it was just really slow. I remember, I think at one point I might have fallen asleep.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That was me during the bank scene. I felt myself starting to fall asleep. I was like, oh no. Pay attention.
Right?
This may be something important.
When she the teller laughed in her face and then she pistol whipped her. I love that.
Oh my God.
Listen,
okay.
I wanted her to punch her in the face at some point.
Me too. I love the introduction to the town. It's the white town. Literally, it's a town full of white people. I started laughing.
Listen, I was falling asleep like right around, well, not on that scene, but it's the scene before that when they were making the decision to go. That was the scene. Let me be very specific. That was the scene that I was falling asleep on. Because it was like right after the fact that they were like, oh crap, like Mary was just captured. That's Zazie Beetz' character. Mary was just captured, you know, and we have to get the money. Because basically here's what's happening here at this point in the movie. So basically what ends up happening is, so Jonathan Majors' this character, Nat Love, love that name. Nat Love is, you know, he goes to this old saloon where, you know, his ex was, which was Mary. He goes to that little piece of area or whatever, and, you know, she basically is like, you know, basically tells him to get out. Get out right now. It's the end of you and me. Like, it's like, we're done. Go away. And he, you know, he got to put on the little piece of, yeah, you know I love you kind of little thing. And she's like, all right, back up. So then, like, obviously, one of the other cowboys comes in. He's like, look here, like, shit about to get real. Like, they saying that, you know, whatchamacallit is about to be free. Like, he's about to be out. Like, what you gonna do about that? And he's like, what you mean? Like, what you mean he about to be out? Like, he's supposed to be in jail forever. And he's like, no, like, he's about to be out. So, of course, that's when, you know, the other cowboys led by Regina King and Lakeith Stanfield, they stop the train, they bust Rufus out, Rufus Buck, they bust him out. And then they go to this town. What is it? Redwood? They go to Redwood. And Redwood is a all-black town. And basically, Rufus and the guy who was the sheriff of Redwood, they get into a little altercation. He beats the living shit out of him and is like, get the fuck out before I kill you. So then he's like, okay. So he leaves. And then basically Zazie goes in and tries to do a little piece of undercover and gets caught up because they knew right off the jump. They were like, no, girl, like, who you fooling? So she gets caught up and gets captured. And then that's when Jonathan Majors' character, Nat, goes in and try to save her with all the people, with all his cowboys. They go in and try to save her. Then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, it's like, well, he ends up getting, you know, wrapped up in everything and goes in to go meet Rufus for the first time. Not before he gets, you know, his ass beat or whatever. So that's when Rufus proposes to Nat, run me my money that y'all stole, because also at the beginning of the movie, the other cowboys stole his money or whatever, the money that was going to be used, that he was going to use, stole that. So he was like, run me my money plus an extra 10 grand interest. So he's like, give me 10 grand for interest. And it's like, oh, okay. And then that's when he, gives him the money or whatever. Now, with me describing this to you, isn't it boring? Like, it's boring.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But to me, honestly, like, there was not much. There was like a very big gap of just not anything really happening, with the exception of the part where the Cowboys steal the money. The Cowboys stealing the money, them breaking them breaking Rufus out. And that's really about it up to this point. Like, there really was nothing happening. There's just a lot of just talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, where are we going? So I understand. That's why I'm like, I understand exactly what Lena was saying, because it's like, there's really nothing going on. And like I said, I started to fall asleep right around the time where they was like, well, we need to figure out how to get this money or whatever. And he was like, well, I'll just, rob the bank belonging to the white people. So that was when I was like, okay, girl, I'm checking out. Until we got actually to the scene where, old girl was trying to walk in them boots and trying to walk in that dress. And you could tell she was so uncomfortable. I felt so bad for her, because sis was like, look.
Oh my God. When she like had to like put on the skirt, and RJ's character was like making a big scene out of it. And it was like, it was just you that didn't know. Literally.
Right. Because everybody knew.
I was crying.
Yeah, he thought that she was a boy. And then when he saw that she was a girl, when she took off the clothes to get the dress on, he was saying, I know I'm not the only one who thought that. Like, he was starting that reminded me of Mulan, when the guy was definitely attracted to Mulan when he thought that she was a boy.
Which I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with a little piece of queer. Nothing wrong with it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, RJ was gassing her up like, ooh. Like, I just thought that she was a real cute dude, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to holler at her, but I was a little scared, you know what I'm saying? And like, I was willing, like, I was down, and then like I thought something was a little off, but I wasn't really sure. And now I know she's a natural girl, so it's cool, right? And they're like, bruh, just say you gay, it's fine. Like, that was really literally the subtext of the whole scene. It was just like if you like dudes, just say that. Like, it was
hilarious.
Fine.
But I just love how like he was in such a scene, and it was just kind of like, no. It's just you.
It's just you. It's just you. We all knew she was a girl. We all knew.
And the way she was looking for that gun between her skirt, I felt so bad for her. I really did. I was like, girl, that's why I don't wear skirts. Girl, I understand.
Okay. This is why Izzy was like, I don't like skirts. No. Like, they're not my thing.
No.
Because I need to be able to get my gap when I need it.
Right? Exactly. So, girl, I felt her. I was like, girl, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Man, that skirt was poofy. I'm like, how does this man walk around with a poofy ass skirt? Like, where the fuck did that even come from?
Girl, like,
I was seriously questioning that. I was like, where does Nat Love have this random skirt sitting on his horse?
Girl,
the fudge.
I listen, that was the way they used to be back in the day. Like, they would be wearing those big ass poofy ass dresses because women weren't supposed to be doing no cowgirl stuff.
And oh my god, and the color he picked for her, like, he could have chose a little more subtle of a color. Come on.
Okay.
Like, I'm just saying,
bright ass red.
Right? She's uncomfortable already. You gotta pick a bright ass red? Like, come on. Girl. You're going to a white town when it's literally all white people with white stuff and white buildings and white everything. Like, really?
And she's in red.
Red, and she's in red. I mean, the horse could have been white too. I don't even know. They all blended in.
Okay. I'm just like, what is happening? Like, I was just so confused. I'm like, oh my God. But I loved it. I did enjoy that.
Me too.
I did enjoy it. I was like, that's funny. But I gagged though with the way that all of them were just like, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and take this money and we're gonna go. And oh, by the way, thank you for giving me that. And like, dude is like literally helping load the money onto the horse for him. And I'm just like, this is wonderful. I love this. I absolutely adore this. This is great. And he's just like, yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. I love this. Because he was like, I don't want to die. Shoot. But yeah, like that there were several great scenes, but like I said, there was just so much. It was a lot of talking. One thing that I definitely want to touch on for sure, though, because we were going to talk about RJ. We're going to talk about you, bruh. So we already basically touched on a lot of the things of just his character and what his character has been doing in the movie. You know, and there was actually another scene, during the scene where they go into the town of Redwood to go and save Mary. And that was the first time that he encountered Lakeith Stanfield's character. And he was talking all this yin yang, like, yeah, I'm about to light you up. I'm about to light you up like a Christmas tree. Ooh, like, yeah. I'm be way faster than you. I'm like the Flash. I'm like Kid Flash in this bitch. And dude is just like not even paying no attention to him. He just like walks away. I'm like, oh, like I really was like, oh, because I knew nothing was gonna happen, obviously, but it was just funny the way like Lakeith Stanfield's character just was like, all right, whatever, and just kind of like just walks off and just leaves him there, just looking so stupid. So I thoroughly enjoy RJ's character, which is one thing I love about RJ as an actor. I love that he's so transformative in the characters that he plays. Because every character that I've seen him in, every character I've seen him do, they've all been remarkably different. Like he does the homework. And he understands the assignment. Like Billy is not the same as the character from Scream. The Scream character is not the same as this character from The Harder They Fall. Like they're totally different people. Like even like the Harder They Fall character is not the same as the character that he was on Black Lightning. Like none of these characters are the same. So I just love the fact that this young man is just so
diverse.
Good.
And diverse.
I'm sorry.
And diverse.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The roles that he plays. Like whoever is his agent, like good job. And obviously good job for letting those roles too, because like he doesn't play the same character twice.
No.
It's so nice to see. So refreshing, you know, especially so great for his portfolio too.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, and that just goes back to saying like, yeah, about just him being just so transformative. It's just like, dude is just remarkably talented at just being everything. Like he understands the assignment. Like, yes, I am an actor, you know, because like we understand like there's so many actors that get caught up in, you know, being the same type of character. And I mean, don't get it wrong. They are very good at being the same person because they're just being themselves. But at the end of the day, like it's very rare in Hollywood that you have actors who are literally just being different people all the time and they're believable every single time. Like that's different. And you don't really have actors who do that. Because most of the time, they're just normally the same type of character every single time. Or at least that's what they get, you know, that those are the kind of jobs they get. They just continuously are playing the same person or the same type of person. Whereas with RJ, he hasn't really done that. So hats off to him. like his performance. There was nothing in the movie that made me go, I don't like this. I don't like this character. I don't like him. I just really, even though as cocky as he was, there was something still so charming about him. I don't know what it was, but there was just something about him that was just so, just like, I felt like he was just that annoying little brother. And I'm just like, you get on my damn nerve. Like, he was just so annoying, but like, he was still charming, and it didn't piss you off. So I love that. Like, I really did enjoy his character.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see him continuing to work, because like you said, he's able to do like these different genres, and he's able to bring to life all of these different types of characters. And it's just I'm looking forward to, you know, seeing more of what he's going to do here on out.
Oh, absolutely. That's for damn sure. Like, I'm like, yes. But yeah, going fast forwarding all the way to the good part, the end. First of all, not okay, that came out bad. The final act 3 of the movie. Because that sounds terrible to say. Act 3 of the movie, I honestly thought Act 3 was just like it. I feel like Act 3 was where the movie just lingered a little too long. For me. Like, Act 3 was like, okay, girl, goddamn. Like, this needs to end. Because I just felt like the fights just lasted for so long. And I'm just like, I understand we got to show all the, you know, the shooting and we got to show them doing all the gun tricks and the bang, bang, bangs. And I get all of that, right? I mean, it's a Western. This is what they do. This is what they do. But I'm like, damn, how much we gonna see of this? Like, I mean, I enjoyed the part where the dude got onto the carriage and the carriage blew up. Because like right before the scene, or right before it happened, he was just like, he said something about he collected more bodies or something. He was like, with which hand, the right or the left, or something like that. And when he blew up,
I love that.
Like his arm came and landed like right next to them, and he was like, well, I don't know which one is it. Is it the left or the right? And I'm not gonna lie, I hollered. I literally hollered. Like, that part took me out, because I'm like, dude was talking cash money shit, and you got blew up. I thought that was great. But yeah, then it goes into the gunslinging battle. Obviously, you know, RJ's character dies. And a whole bunch of other people die too. Like Lena said, like, everybody was gonna die. But the part that
I ain't wrong.
Oh, you didn't. You weren't wrong. You weren't wrong. I honestly thought for sure that a lot more people were gonna die. Like certain other people were gonna die too. Like the girl who RJ thought was a dude. I thought she was gonna die. I really did. I really thought
she was gonna die too. I thought like she was gonna die in the house with that dude who like cheated with RJ.
Yeah.
He didn't even shoot her. I was like, what?
Yeah, because she shot him first.
That's how those standoffs work.
No, but
whoever's faster,
right? But like,
you know, gets the killing blow.
Oh, like, I don't know.
She was faster.
Yeah, but
it's like, all about speed.
It is. No, what I'm saying is like when she shot him, he still had enough opportunity to shoot her back, but he didn't. He walked out and then died.
I mean, he could. Okay, good point.
Like, you kept trying to say, like, he literally walked past her.
Yeah.
Back. I really thought he was gonna kill her right then and there, and then he didn't. And then he walked out in the middle of like, you know, like the dirt, and he was like, "This is where I die," and he falls.
I ain't gonna hold you. I agree. I was literally thinking the same thing. I'm like, now you still could shoot her. Right. You still could. Right? Like, you could shoot her.
So I was like, what was happening? But like, I was so confused. Like, she could have actually died too, to be completely honest with you. I don't know why he didn't kill her, considering the fact that he already cheated. So what difference? So we already knew he wasn't noble. So like, what was the issue?
Right. And he's like, oh, I gotta hold my neck. I gotta walk outside. And, oh God, I gotta walk past everybody. And I gotta make sure you see that I'm dying and I am falling. Like, I'm just like, oh, this is the longest death. That just added to the 18 minutes of this 2-hour movie. That right there. Just die. Just die right there. Die in front of her. This is
like, and that's what we mean when we're like, it just dragged for literally no reason.
No reason.
Like, he could have literally just died right then and there. Why is he holding his neck? And literally did exactly what Brennan said. Like, come on. Either shoot the other person or just die.
Just die.
Just make a choice and just do it. Just do it.
It's like, this is so extra. And granted, I understand. I'm pretty sure they're like, well, this is how the old Westerns used to be. Because I mean, honestly, yes, that is exactly how they were. Like, it was just as dramatic and just as extra. But when the movie is already 2 hours long, speed it up. You just speed it up. Like, it got to go faster than that.
Like, the thing is, it didn't even need to be 2 hours long. Like, that's the problem. It did not need to be as long as it was.
No.
Period. I don't care what anyone says. It was not needed.
No, it wasn't. I agree. But I know you were saying in the chat of just saying, like, you know, the movie, like, was a little predictable. So in terms of predictability, so at the very end, it is discovered that Rufus is Nat's brother. And, you know, basically Rufus tells the tale of how his daddy was abusive and his daddy was an old drunk that would always beat up on his mama until he took matters into his own hand. He said, you ain't gonna hit my mama no more. And he hit him. And daddy was like, oh, you want some too? And then, he hit him too, child. And then, of course, mama was like, don't you hit my baby. And then, he killed his mama. Well, killed his wife / killed Rufus's mama. So he take all the money and run, leaving the little boy with his dead mama. So, of course, revenge, that is when, he makes the connection of, I found dad and it was you with the new woman. I killed her and I killed him and I basically cut the little, crucifix into your forehead. Just so I'll make sure I know who you were when you came back to, get your revenge on me. So, of course, Nat was like, oh no, you lying. And, he's having a moment. He's like, go ahead and shoot me. Get your revenge. This is what you came for, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just like all in his face, like, shoot me. And, obviously he shoots him. And it's like, bang, bang. And so, ta-da. I'm not going to sit here and say that it was predictable. But what I will say is, I've seen plenty of old Westerns with my mom, with my grandma. And that is literally a lot of times the recurring theme of many Westerns, of just like, the person that they're actually trying to kill is someone who they're very close to, or someone that is like done the family wrong, or like a sibling or something, but they're always someone who is extremely close to them. So when he was like, oh no, that was my dad that I killed, and we're related, I'm like, oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Right?
That's typical Western shit.
Right, and that's what I was thinking, the same thing, because when he had said that, I was like, because like I thought about it too. I was like, he didn't kill the boy, why not? Why would you let the boy come, like, be alive and come get you later on in life? Like, there's got to be a reason. And so when he basically said it, I was like, oh, you're telling me you wasted 2.5 hours of my life just to say this?
Right.
Like,
which goes back to saying it's like this didn't have to be as long as it did. It didn't. So yeah. And that's basically the end of the movie. The Quick Draw McGraw, the female version, she ended up becoming, the sheriff. And Mary and Nat rides off into the sunset. And you got Regina King's character standing in the background like, I'm gonna get you, bitch.
She was not killed. Yeah.
She was not killed.
Yeah, her and Mary had a hand-to-hand combat. They dropped the guns and they fucked each other up.
They squared up.
We thought that to me, I didn't think that Mary killed Regina King's character. She had hit her with the end of a shotgun and like just pow right across the mouth, blood splatter everywhere, right across the head, I should say. And the fact that she didn't shoot her in the head made me think like maybe she's still around, and she was. So it looks like they set up for a potential continuation. I guess it all depends on.
Oh no!
I wouldn't mind seeing the characters again. Honestly, I liked it.
I mean, RJ's not gonna be the second one, so no need for me to see it.
Listen, I honestly ain't gonna hold you. Seeing her, I'm happy that Regina King's character didn't die because I'm like, I liked her. But no, I knew that she wasn't dead. I knew she wasn't dead because when she hit her with the butt of the gun and like the blood spattered from her mouth, I was like, yeah, she's not dead. She's not dead. Because my whole thing is, I'm like, if first of all, I need to see you pull the trigger. I need to see you pull that trigger. If you won't pull that trigger, you ain't dead. Like, you can knock anybody out unconscious with the butt of a gun. But nah, I'm like, if she didn't stand up and put some holes in her, nah, she's still alive. So I already kind of knew, but it was just like, oh, okay, whatever. And that was kind of like the ending. So let's go ahead and rate this. So in terms of the movie itself, I am going to give it a 3. 3 out of 5. It was very middle of the road for me. It's not that I didn't like it. I like the performances. My only thing is, like I said, like I've been preaching throughout the entire time, it was just too long. It was just too long. A lot of stuff could have been a lot tighter. In terms of just storytelling, it could have been a lot tighter. The settings and costuming, definitely a 5. Like, I loved all of it. Like, I was like, I love this. And just seeing Black people in that kind of garb and just, being just blacker than Black in that time. And it brought joy to my heart. I loved it. So 5 for that. And plus it was just done well. It was done very well. And it felt like that time period. Because there's times where movies will do it and it just don't quite click. But here it clicked. I enjoyed it. They all looked dirty and looked like they needed to wash and looked like they smelled like ass. And I enjoyed all of that.
Wow.
So yes, it's very authentic. In terms of RJ, I'm going to give RJ a 5. I enjoyed his character very much. Actually, he was one of the big standouts of the movie for me. Like, I loved his character just that much. I thought his character was just great. Every scene he was in, like, RJ just killed it. Every scene. And yeah, like, in terms of just his character, his performance, everything, I give it a 5. And that's it for me.
Okay. I think I'm going to be with you with the ratings as well, too. 3 for the movie, because it was, there were great moments. RJ definitely a 5. Like I wish we saw more of him and more of like lines from him. Wardrobe, oh my god, like I love westernized stuff anyway, so that's a 5 for me.
I guess I'm following suit with you guys. I give it about a 3 out of 5. Oh god, they all looked amazing. From the scenes where they were having the shoot offs on horseback, just walking around the town shooting each other, to the scenes where they were in the saloon and they were kind of a little bit more dressed up. They look great, so I'll give that a 5. And then RJ is amazing. I'll give him a 5. I definitely wish that there was a bit more with him. I can understand why there wasn't, because he wasn't the main character. He was side character.
Yeah.
But I can understand why. It would still have been nice to see him at least maybe like a scene or 2 more.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, obviously, we would have loved to have seen more, but hey, it is what it is. And like I said, I still enjoyed the movie. I still thought that it was I enjoyed him no matter what. Like, I still thought that he was great. So yeah, I agree 100. So yes, everybody, if you want to go and watch the movie, it is on Netflix. And where Power Rangers Dino Fury is. So
nice segue.
Okay, thank you very much. So we all know, if you've seen Dino Fury, all of it, then obviously you have Netflix, so you can watch this movie too. But once again, like I just said, we are on our way to Dino Fury. Yeah. So once again, we are reviewing the episodes 20 and 21. Now episode 20. Let me go ahead and pull up this little piece of caption, because I don't remember what this episode. Well, I know what the episode is about, but I want to read for the people what the episode is about here. So the episode is called Waking Nightmares. Zato is trapped on a distant planet seeking new Zords, and Ion makes a risky trip to save him. Together, they confront the nightmares of their past.
Okay,
now,
that's way more dramatic than what we actually saw. Like, way more dramatic.
Listen, don't do that. Don't do that.
He risked his life to help Zato. Okay.
Listen.
You think?
He did.
He did not look like he was stressed, okay? That boy was like, let me like blow up this wormhole again so I can come get you. Let me use this wormhole again so we can go get places. Come on, that boy was excited to use that wormhole situation.
Listen, don't do that.
And he did with a smile on his face, okay? I'm going to use that photo for our for this week's episode. You'll see. A smile.
Girl, listen. All I'm gonna say is, listen. There were certain circumstances that was happening in this episode that was like, oh no, what do we do? What do we do? And it was given. Like I was like, uh-oh. Now, we're just gonna knock them out, right? We're just gonna go right through it. Here's the deal with this episode. And I understand, obviously, like they are going to have all the voice actors in New Zealand, and they're all doing their thing or whatever, and they're great, they're phenomenal, they do their thing. However, could they have been a little more energetic and in the scene? Because it's just like, to me, it's just, they just sounded so like, I don't want to do this. Like, I am just phoning it in, and they're just paying me $50 to record this line. I really don't care. Like, that's kind of what it was given, because you got the lines are like, it's gonna blow. And to me, honestly, the only one who was selling it was Pink. To me, Pink was giving. She was saying them lines like she had to pay her rent. It's gonna blow. And I'm just like, oh, okay. It's gonna blow. Like,
she really was.
Sis was delivering that line.
She was right. They were like, what was the other two lines? Something is.
We have to try something different.
Oh yeah, we have to try something different.
That was Green, which I was like, girl, you just phoned it in. You don't care. We have to try something different. We have to try something different. I'm like, oh God, like, someone kill me. Like, it's terrible. Like, oh God, those lines were awful. Like I said, Pink got her coin for the day. I'm like, you go, girl. But the rest of them, I'm like, ooh, child, like, this is rough. So I'm just like, y'all could have done just a little more excitement, just a little more, a little more. So basically, overall, the whole episode is Zato and Ion are both having nightmares about their team, quote unquote, dying. Which I wasn't expecting from Power Rangers at all. To be honest, wasn't expecting that.
That is a little dark for Power Rangers. I like.
It is a little dark. It was a little dark. I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Okay, and they're having these nightmares, and he's just like, do they ever stop? And Zato is like, no, but you just go with it, and you just live through it. So literally, of course, picking up from the previous episode, they come to learn that obviously there's 2 Dino keys right above, like, the freaking command center, which I'm just like, how do you not know this? But whatever. They discover the keys, and of course they discover, oh my God, it's 2 keys, and when you combine them, they have the ability to open portals. So, child, that was the MacGuffin of the episode. Because, of course, Ion, does his thing, he shoots it, and Zato, jumps inside. Obviously, Zato jumps inside, and he's like looking all around, and then this big ball of energy, looks like Sam from SPD, scans him, and all of a sudden his team members show up, and he's like, "Ooh, what the hell is going on?" Child, like, they start attacking him, and he's like, whoa, what you doing? So they start trying to like stab his ass up. And they just keep repeating the same lines from the dream. Now, here's my question, right? Now, if they both having the same dream, wouldn't Zato would have picked up on that, picked up on the lines they were saying? Because they had the same dream.
I mean,
wouldn't he figured it out?
You know what I think? I'll say this, because I did think about that. And I think maybe this is just a thought. For one, he was like, wait a sec. He was in shock. Like, for me, I'm thinking he's in shock because, like, he got into this planet and he sees what is possibly his teammates, right? So he thinks they're alive. Right. So now he's questioning, are they really alive or are they not alive? And why are they attacking him, right? So for me, I think what probably ended up happening was he was in shock, and obviously he had no time to think but to defend himself, right? So my thing is, I'm thinking he just didn't put it all together until Ion came, and he had a bit more, like, I guess someone else there, and so he was able to kind of ground his thoughts a little bit, and then realized, holy shit, I think I think they're saying what we've been dreaming about. That's what I'm thinking, right? Because like kind of like going through like one of those like horror exhibits, right? When you do it by yourself, you're like fucking scared shitless. You think you're gonna fucking die. But then when you're with a friend, you feel a little bit more, you feel more safe, even though that friend might not actually protect you, but you feel safer. So that's
yes. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
That's how I'm gonna describe it, right? Because I feel like that's the case. Like he was panicking, and then Ion came, and he was like, "Okay, I got my friend. Okay, cool. He's gonna help me." And then, grounded his thoughts.
Or it could have been. I'm not sure if they explicitly said that they had the same exact dream. They could have been dreaming about the same, moment, but not necessarily having the same dream. So maybe Zato didn't remember the words exactly the way Ion did.
For sure, because you know why? Because we all this different perspective. You're absolutely right. Different perspective. What he remembers may not be what he remembers too. But yeah, go on.
Right. And then, once Ion got to the planet, and then he took a moment to realize what they were saying, maybe that triggered something into Zato where he started to recognize it too.
No, like I agree 100%. No, I feel you. It's one of those situations where the show was just like, this is the penultimate episode. Like, this is the episode before the big cheese. Like, whatever. Like, it was just kind of just like, we just trying to wrap this shit up. But also trying to like add an extra layer of, extra cheesy goodness that we're going to pick up probably in season 2. Because I know I'm almost positive. Like, I feel it in my spirit. They ain't done touching this. Like, there's going to be more to this. There's more to this. And I don't know. Like, to me, it just kind of felt like, I don't really think that his team is dead. I don't think they're dead.
I don't think so either. I feel like same thing happened with them two. I feel like that's what probably happened too. I feel like they were set somewhere in a pod too, and everything exploded, and they just assumed that the team died.
Right.
Because I think that's why the Nexus Prism is still out there.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I would agree that I would think that they probably are somewhere else, or hell, they may be even,
still like
captured. They may be captured. They may be anywhere. Because like the thing is, these Zords were on a whole different planet.
They really were. Honest to God, and they were so cute. I'm not gonna lie. I was so excited for them. I was like, oh, twin swords? Oh
my god. No, like, and that's the thing. Like, they're all like, there's these twin Zords, and they're on a totally different planet. What's not to say that they were blasted to another planet too? Like, they're on another planet, sitting pretty, like, what's going on? Like, what? They pull a Kendricks. We knew you'd make it here.
Oh.
And then he's like, oh, my friends. And, we have a tender moment, So I don't know. Like, now, what did they actually do that? That'd be so cute. Like, in the feels. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I just really feel like this episode, it was cute for what it was. Even though I hated that line with Ion talking about it hits different. I'm like, that is not the phrase. It's it hit different. Hit. One hit. There is no S. I could tell that someone who does not understand slang vernacular does not understand that phrase. They were just like, we have to make this sound grammatically correct. It is grammatically incorrect on purpose. It hit different. Not hits. There is no S. Sorry. But that just really annoyed me. But other than that, that episode was just like, okay, it's cute. I like that. And they also brought back Boom Tower for like the umpteenth time, who this time I actually thoroughly enjoyed this time around, because with Boom Tower, throwing the little explosive balls. And the every time like they ignite something or they strike something, it blows up. It was very. I felt like it was a throwback to RPM with them making jokes of explosions. Because that line Izzy delivers like after they like get hit with the explosion the first time, she was like, "Wait a minute, is this supposed to happen?" Like, or whatever the line was. Like, I thought that was really funny because I'm like, they're poking fun at RPM. They're poking fun at this because they're being meta with actually noticing that yes, we are actually setting off explosions on purpose. So I just thought that was really fucking cool. I'm like, oh, look at Dino Fury. I see you.
I mean, we have Samuell Benta on board, so that makes it all the more wild.
I mean, and also Mug did say that he likes RPM. So I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that. I thought that was great. There's another I think that was probably the ending to this episode. Just I could tell that they were trying to wrap. They were doing so much in this episode, and they were trying to like push everything in because also this is the same episode where Void Knight discovers that the morphing grid energy. He discovers that there's a morphing grid there. So he's like, oh, I can power up my girl using the energy instead of worrying about these stupid ass sporks. So
that was pretty random. It was him, Slither, and oh my god, Mucus. They were spying on the Rangers and Dr. Akana at Dino
Hinge, yeah. Which I'm like,
just hiding behind a bush, watching them. That was kind of random.
That was random. I was like, I don't. Why? Like it just to me, I was just like, really, like. I don't believe this. Like to me, it was just so. It almost kind of felt like y'all were really trying to push for this. You know what I'm saying? Like it just didn't feel like it just felt like we needed a reason to bring them here. And why else would we do that how else would we do that than to have Void Knight spying on them? Because that's what he always does. But my thing is, it's like, how did he know that moment to go there at that exact time? Right when, they're playing with the Constellation Morphing Grid and finding out that was there. Like, I just felt like that right there, to me, just felt very very contrite. And I was just like, I don't, yeah, y'all kind of lost me with that. Like, it was just like, I would have rather them actually give him a reason to be there and then actually stumbled on to seeing the morphing grid and being like, holy shit, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being like, I'm just spying because I want to see what's going on, what they're doing. Like I was like, yeah, no. Y'all kind of lost food points for that. So, of course, the ending of the episode, ends with him being like, Void Knight stole Dr. Akana's equipment. Oh no. And it was so fast. If you blink, you would have missed it. Like, it was like, what is this? Like, the pacing of this episode was really bad. I'm not even gonna hold you. It was terrible. I enjoyed what happened in it, and I had a lot of fun. But just the pacing in general, I was like, oh girl, no, this pacing is terrible. It was not good. I didn't like the pacing at all. Did y'all have pacing issues with this episode, or was it just me?
It sounds like a you problem.
Okay.
Well, no, I think that's a fair assessment. I enjoyed the episode too, but I felt like there were just I feel like certain things could have been done a little bit better, or there could have been more of explanations for things.
Oh, for sure. Well, my thing is, how did he transport how did he transport her out of there so fast?
Right. Yes.
Right.
I assume that it took them both out. Either that, or I assume that to take it back to Buffy like I do sometimes, the time in was it season 2 where we thought that Drew and Spike were burnt up in the church, but then we saw that Drew was strong and she carried Spike out of the church. I thought maybe something like that would have happened, where we would have thought that they were taken out, and then maybe at the end of the episode, I guess the end of the finale episode, we would have seen them, together, strong, and getting ready to plot for season 2. But it was just that it happened. That happened really fast.
Right.
Like you said, how the hell did he get her out of there? Like, and nobody saw it.
That's what I'm saying. And
he just got blown up.
Speaking of, let's just go ahead and get into it. Like, this final episode, which, real fast, Void Trap. The Rangers need Dr. O'Connor's help to stop Void Knight's evil scheme, but Ollie disagrees with Zato's plan, afraid it will put his mother in danger. Back to the ranch. I don't understand how in the hell he got her out that fast. I'm just like, literally, it just blew up. Like, it literally just blew up, and all that was left was just a scratched helmet.
Right?
Like, I'm just like,
where is he? Because I feel like he's still alive.
Oh no, he's definitely still alive. Oh, for sure, he's definitely still alive.
He might be in hiding though. He might be recovering himself.
Even then, I'm just like, I don't believe that.
No.
I know. And watch we see him at the latest in like the second episode of season 2.
Oh yeah. Like hell, I would probably say season 1 to be not season 1, the first episode, season 2, first episode.
I was about to say
I would say the first episode.
Do you think that blast woke up his partner?
I think that the power that was transferred to her, even though they didn't completely drain the Rangers, there was a part where oh my goodness, they had kidnapped 4 of the Rangers.
Yeah,
they set them. They strapped them to this machine, and then they drained their power or their energy into his wife. And then he was able to also get Zato, and then that made it go even faster. I would think that she retained some of that energy, and it was enough to wake her up. She might not be at full strength, but I think that was enough to wake her up.
Oh yeah, I definitely do think that was enough to wake her up for sure too. I definitely think that was.
What if she is this is just so random, I'm just gonna throw it out there. What if she was one of the Rangers that blew up in the ship, and I was her secret lover?
That'd be something else.
Listen,
just a thought, because she is an alien, so
that's very interesting. Wow, that's not a bad idea. Wow, that would be that.
I mean, because
it seems like that's a.
Go on.
Real quick, I was just gonna say, it seems like that is a lot of thought and effort into something established, and we see that they don't always go with that.
I mean, so that I agree, but remember, we have Simon Bennett now.
This is true.
He's gonna be my go-to for every answer now. I'm sorry, but he just has everything really well thought out, and I just feel like there's much more that and everything just got I like how the season has really has given us a little bit of everything, a bit of darkness, a little bit of reality, just a little bit of everything, obviously while still keeping the light-hearted tone that it wants to keep. So you never know. She could technically still, I mean, and for all we know, like you have to remember, no one knows who Voigtney is. He could just very well like know who the Rangers are, but just does not care because he's like, you hurt my wife or my partner. And
that point that you just made is kind of weird. Like you have this seemingly human, we don't know if he's human or not. That's dressed up as a purple knight, but nobody on the team actually knows that what he looks like or that there's like a human or alien or whatever underneath that. That's interesting.
And it was funny. It's very interesting that no one even thought about that. Like, especially like Zato, you figured Zato has come close to touching him. So I'm surprised he hasn't. That's another thing. They don't use his powers enough.
What other abilities does he have as a Refconian? Do we know?
Haven't really specify if there is any. We don't know.
I don't really see. Like, I just think that his powers are just like
reading,
just being able to read minds, and that's it.
That's what I'm thinking. Basically,
and when's the last time he did that?
Guarded the Galaxy, like the last time he did that,
the first episode.
No,
well, no, like his little he got horny during the time with Ion when Ion showed him the vision of like when they when everything happened.
Horny.
His antennae.
Yeah. Also, too, I also noticed, which I'm like, I don't know if the people actually, like, if the behind the scenes people actually was trying to make a joke, but also while Ion was asleep, his antenna was out. I'm like,
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, hey, can I just say something? I don't like whoever is applying Ion's like antennas. Like they look terrible on him. Like just terrible. Every time I see it, it's just terrible.
Listen.
Like I just can't. They're just terrible. So I just have to make a comment on that. Like officially make a statement on this. Ion's antennae are terrible. They need to like find a proper like blendable foundation or something. It's just terrible.
I think that's what it is. It's not they're not blending. Like the makeup isn't blending well.
You know what? They can buy Savage X Fenty and they have all the palettes.
Yeah.
Like they have all the palettes. So get Ion's real skin color and do them up right, okay? Like there's a reason why Rihanna create her makeup line is to help people like you. Particularly those horns. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
It bothers me so much.
Purr. Big purr. Okay, you better, Lena. You better go off because that is the absolute God honest truth.
You know, like we're in 2021. Like, come on, do better.
Do better. But no, like there's a couple of things in this episode that was very interesting. First of all, this is an Ollie episode, which I was just like, ugh, once again.
That's how I felt.
Okay, I was so annoyed. I'm like, why does this got to be another Ollie episode? But the thing was, he was in this episode, and basically his mom was just like, let me do me. I can make decisions for myself. Listen, like, I am a grown ass. I'm a grown woman. Like, I can do whatever I want. Stop this. And it's just like every 5 minutes it's, well, your son wouldn't approve. You should listen to your awesome handsome son. It's like, Ollie, you this is meant to be funny, but because you are who you are, like this scene is making me cringe and I hate it. Like it was literally just, I was so annoyed. Like I was annoyed with him the entire time. Like, ugh. And then she's just like, no, I'll do it. It's cool. Are you sure? Yes. I can take care of myself. Oh, okay. It's like, dude. And then when she gets captured, it's obviously an accident. Like, she gets captured. He's getting all upset with Zato. First of all, and this may be a directorial thing from like the direction of the director, but Kai was playing the character upset the entire time, and there was no levels, or at least I didn't notice there was any levels. Like there was no. It just seemed like he was just mad. Like, I mean, and it's just straight, just from me as a performer, like how I would have done the scene. But I just was like, to me, I'm like, there should be a lot of subtext underneath the scene, underneath how he's playing it. I just felt like he was just mad. Where I'm like, anybody under normal circumstances, yes, you would be angry, you'd be very upset, but also you'd be frightened, you'd be scared. It's your mom. Like, you'd be freaking the fuck out. Like, I mean, there's a whole lot going on. And I just felt like Ollie was just angry. That's it. There was no, oh my God, what are we going to do? Nothing. It was just, why would you let her do this? Like, it just seems, it was very one-noty to me. And I like that. And that's why I didn't really care for that part of the episode per se. I didn't really care for it because I'm like, this is supposed to be an Ollie episode and it's not given. And like, I don't want to say that it's Kai's fault, but to me, I'm just like, Ollie was just mad. And I'm like, okay, you can be mad. I'm not saying you can't be mad, but I would like to also see you be something other than mad too in this situation. Maybe it's just me. But
well, he wasn't with it, with the whole idea of using his mother as bait to begin with.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not disputing that. Yeah.
And so his reaction being pissed that his mom, like, I mean, some people deal and react differently. So
no, and I respect that. Yeah.
So like he like, I understood him being upset with Zato, and I was fine with that. I actually, in the group chat, I had said, when Zato, I believe Zato came. No, so who do you remember who came up with the idea to use her as bait? Was it Zato or somebody else?
It was Zato.
Yeah. So when Ollie's telling him he doesn't agree with this, he doesn't like it, I felt like Zato kind of like manipulated him into going through with it. Trying to make him feel like it was the only way that it would work or whatever. And it's not your choice, it's your mother's. I feel like they could have done that differently. I didn't like the way that came off.
It sounded,
I didn't either.
Yeah, manipulation, like, is what you said in the chat. But like, it should have been done or worded differently, because ultimately, like, Zato ain't wrong. It is not Ollie's choice to make. It is his mom. Everyone is their own person. And especially when the world's at stake, like, you need to look at, all of your options, right? So I do agree with the fact that it is the world at stake, and if she's willing to help, great. But if she's not, then we'll think of something else. And I think that's what he should have said, like, where he's like, well, why don't we ask her first and see how she feels about it?
Yeah,
and then if not,
right, I agree.
The fact that she would have to actually be kidnapped by the sporks beast, or that's dangerous. Like, who knows if they would have tried to kill her or not?
I mean, as Power Rangers, so we know they were gonna survive. But if that was any other like show or real life, that is very dangerous. Like,
to be truthfully honest, like, she kind of almost did, because it took her into another dimension and was like, do with her as you want. And he just like threw her into another dimension and left, just leave her there. So I mean, like, she honestly could have died if there was no way to get in there. She most certainly could have died. So
very true.
And later on, she actually did get attacked.
Okay, like she got the piss knocked out of her. I was like, shit, okay. Damn, boy night was like, you want some too? Like, I'm like, oh. Speaking of, first of all, that fight, mwah, chef's kiss. That is what Power Rangers has been missing. Epic fights like that. The actors knocked it out of the park. That was good. I was like,
that was our first. That was our first Unmorph fight since like really early on in the season, right?
Yeah. Since I want to say that was the. I mean, well, we had another one with Amelia, but it was very short. But it was the Unmorph fight with her versus the little mummy, sports beast. So there was that one, but yeah, like other than that, the one before that one was the little fight where that was the same episode where Javi was dealing with his daddy issues. And that was that one. But that was like the very first one we had. But yeah. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I enjoyed that one. It was real good to see Tessa and Chance and Jordan join in the fold and do their little stunts and stuff. So I thought that was really good. I was like, for somebody who just does stage combat, like Tessa is really like, she's killing it. Like I was like, oh girl did the ropes and everything. I'm like, you better. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that whole fight. And then of course the Morphin Master had to come and, be like, so I'm gonna give you back your powers, but if you ask me anything about your planet or whatever, I ain't got nothing for you. Bye. And I'm
like, no, not even. They didn't even say that. It was just kind of like, oh no, we're not doing this today. Bye.
Okay, it was given very. I don't have time for this.
Like it was. Like,
I don't care.
Bye. Right, like the moment I was like, not Ion. The moment they was like, wait. What about my planet?
What about my people? What about my planet?
The Morph Master is like, oh, no, not today. Bye.
Bye. He's giving girl, fuck you.
But
yeah. So this is now I finally understand the memes that I had seen maybe last week or 2 weeks ago about where was the green Morphin Master, or I guess any other Morphin Master, when the Turbo Rangers lost their powers, or when so many other Ranger teams lost their powers. How are you just coming now? That's interesting. Like, there's been a lot of turmoil in the long Power Rangers history that they could have helped with.
Well, it seems like they're like the Eternals. And they're just like, we only jump in when we have to. Which is bullshit. But whatever. Because listen, I'm pretty sure y'all are probably like, this boy has mentioned Eternals twice already. Yes. And I'm very upset with that movie. But yes. I feel like
haven't seen it yet, so don't ruin it for me.
I'm not. Y'all see it so we can talk about it.
But based on the trailer, the Morphin Masters were really giving me the Eternal vibe. So like when you said it, I was like, yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. I feel like it's funny how Power Rangers is so parallel to the Marvel universe, and so many people don't pick up on that. Like so many.
Yes, like I mean, the show literally it should be Marvel. It really should be.
And another. I
wish it was
timeline. Right? It is
right. Okay.
So, one of the what ifs.
One of the what ifs. What if Power Rangers was ran by Marvel? Oh my god,
it would be.
They be.
He's getting a better storyline than we are right now.
I mean, listen, what we got right now is decent. It's decent.
No,
it's
it is decent. It is really compared to.
It's better than what we got. Right.
Oh
it's
my God.
Better than what we had, but it could always be better. It could always be better.
Way better. You know, like But it's sad that it took us this long to get what we're getting now as well, too.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah. Over a decade.
Over a decade.
Over a decade. So.
That is crazy. That time just went right by. Oh, my God.
Oh, yes. But let's go ahead and rate these and then in this episode.
Oh, wait. Forgot something huge happened. Dr. Connor learned Ollie's secret identity.
Oh, yes.
Now, everybody's actually.
I mean, to be honest, with the way he was hugging her and like whatever, if it wasn't Power Rangers,
she didn't know that.
No, that's what I mean though. If it wasn't Power Rangers, she would have known. But because it's Power Rangers, she had to pretend to be like, "Oh, you're my son."
Like her reaction to him hugging her when he was morphed and before she knew who he was. The way she looked at him and like, I'm fine. Are you? That was fucking hilarious.
And the fact that he's
like, why are you touching me?
Like he listens to mom so loud. Like the whole forest heard him. So really, was she pretending like she didn't hear that? Like, come on.
I know.
Like,
no.
So I'm wondering now, since she knows she's met Solon and she is just completely fascinated by her. So I'm wondering, oh my God, are we going to see more of her in season 2? I hope so.
I hope so. You know what? I could see her becoming like an assistant.
Yeah.
Like I
could see that. She could make that new bike that Zeto's going to get, maybe, or help make it.
Or help, her help,
Yeah, she could, So I don't know. So yes, Will, if you're saying like, oh, we missed something so important, it was not that important. It was just meh. Like,
well, I thought it was important, especially if what I said, what we just theorized happens, and she's now like a tech advisor, a Billy Zeal role in season 2.
You're not
Should
wrong
be better than Ollie.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. But I mean, like the whole like identity thing, I was just kind of like, yeah, like that was a given.
I just had a thought, oh my God, what if she sees him bullying Amelia and like embarrasses him in front of everybody?
As she should. She should do that.
Because he's always bullying Amelia for no damn reason.
Exactly.
Like literally no damn reason. And I don't know why this girl is still his friend.
I don't know how any of them are his friends.
Right, exactly. I don't know how any of them are his friends, but like, I feel like the only person that hasn't given the time or day right now has been Tessa and Zato so far. Like Tessa hasn't really given him like an opportunity, and Zato's kind of hasn't really been around either for him to kind of bully.
Well, I mean, he know not to bully Zato. So.
Well, you never know, right? Because like. It seems like Ollie just doesn't seem to know where the boundaries are.
This is true.
So you never know. But yes, I want to give them a 3 for both episodes. They were both thoroughly enjoyable, and I was actually having way more fun watching them than I had expected.
I would say that as well. I would give both of them a 3 as well. Both episodes were very good and very well done.
Yeah.
The pacing of just the first one was just like, but overall it was still a good episode.
Just like, I was joking about it being you problem. I didn't really notice it, but I could see where you're coming from.
No, it's real. No, I was like, no, and I respect that. It's like, okay, yeah, because like you may not have, like you said, you didn't notice it. Like I'm like, I noticed it. I was like, yeah, something's off because it just ended so abruptly, and I was like, oh God, what's happening? This could still a little. It could have baked a little more. We need about 3 more minutes in the oven, or something. But child, they just cut it off. So I was like, okay, this feels weird. But no, like the second episode, I feel like was a lot better. But it was just an Ollie episode, and I was like. So, but no, like I'll give him a 3. I give both a 3.
I would give the first a 3, and I would give the second one a 4. I really liked it.
Okay. Hey now. Come on, 4.
I feel like it was one of the better episodes since earlier on in the season.
Okay.
And it was so nice to finally have what I've been just clamoring on about all season long, us actually getting to some sort of an arc. Granted, it was only 3 episodes long, but to feel like we were going somewhere was nice.
True.
Instead of just all these fillers.
That's real. No, I feel you. Like, we have been saying that, and yes, we finally did get something. So I'm pretty sure, hopefully, we get more in season 2. Well, they have to, because they have to finish telling the story. So they'd have to do it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So Dino Fury, you did good. So we'll see you guys next week.
For sure.
On another episode of Champion of the Great. And once again, my name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And I'm Will.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.